All right, a quick update for y'all. Let me show y'all what I did on the rear brakes. So we have 5-lug conversion back here, SN95 Cobra, cross-drilled and slotted rotors. This was the power stop kit. I got it off of Amazon. You can get it from eBay, you can get it from Summit. They're all like $800-900, $1,000. When I bought these on Amazon, $699 for the front and the rear, with the rotors and the pads. Calipers fully loaded. You can't beat that. So I fixed the parking brake. The parking brake now works with disc brakes. So let me show you. Sorry if it's a little wobbly, I'm on a camera phone. That's how I do stuff. Okay, so there is an adjustment right here, and that thing's adjusted almost to the end. Right now it's under the exhaust. I'll fix that. But you see that there's a bracket right here, and the reason why Mark 7. All right, you guys, I don't know what happened. I said a bunch of stuff and it got cut off. So anyways, the Mark 7 cables do work on this car. Uncut, they bolt in, just get the right, you know, it's just Mark 7. There's really no year. I may have to zip tie this here or something like that, but I'll show you. Let me see if I can do it in one hand. See, it's dry now. There's nothing in that rear end. I gotta put stuff in the rear end, but I think if I spin it just by hand, it's okay. Okay, see, it's spinning kind of hard. It's kind of dry. And then we go here. Put that parking brake on like a couple of clicks. Just a couple clicks. You can't even do it. You can't turn that. I may unadjust it a little bit. Then release it. Hey, look at that. So hopefully I didn't adjust it too far. We're spinning again. Okay, so maybe I need to adjust it a little less. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll adjust a little less and see what happens. I mean, I got to adjust down pretty far. So other than that, sway bar's got to go on. I got the bolt, sway bar and the bolts that came with the sway bar, rear sway bar. I got a front sway bar too, obviously. I think I'm just gonna glue this bad boy back on. It ain't 100% intact, but whatever. See, I got the tank with the sump welded on it. Got the vent back in. Got the filter neck grommet back in. This is the return piece. It's a -6 or 3/8 MPT. That I don't know if I'm gonna face it forward towards the car or face it to the side, the driver's side, and then have the line come in there. Honestly, I was gonna run steel lines, but the more and more I think about it, and I looked, I'm probably gonna run Evil Energy PFT steel braided lines, not the nylon braided, just in case they try to say something if I ever did go to the track and they're like, hey, you got, you know, braided nylon, you need steel lines, blah blah blah. So I'll just put steel braided PFT lines in and just use the tool to do it. You can see old rear end, old cable. Here's all the steering, or not steering, but the you know, the old, or here's the gas tank straps. See, here's the transverse cable for the drum brakes. They almost look the same. They almost look identical. They work pretty much the same. It's just that, you know, the Mark 7 stuff is longer. It has to be longer. The drum brake stuff won't work. That's why you need to switch over to a car that had disc brakes, that had a foot brake. But what I need to do now is I may need to loosen up these brakes, or loosen up the parking brake to see if that makes it spin easier, or it's probably just because there's no oil in there, which I don't want to spin it a lot, but there's no pressure on it. So anyways, you see it's all bolted up. You see it, everything done just about in the rear, and then I got to move to the front. The engine and transmission's got to come out. That transmission's probably going to be done next week, so I'm gonna probably have to go get it next week. Anyway, I'm probably gonna bolt, well, I can't really bolt the gas tank in. I need adhesive to put that stuff on there. So maybe I won't mess with it more today. I'll come back tomorrow and mess with it or something like that. But I want to adjust this parking brake. That's the last thing I want to do. And I may have to zip tie this to here. so it's not flopping around. Not that that's not a huge deal. I just don't want to get in the way. No moving suspension parts. That's my only thing. All right, I'm back. Now, that's what we're talking about. So I got the plug in this side. It's an Evil Energy pipe plug. I'm keeping this plugged up for now because that's where I'm gonna run my fuel line, probably out and around. I decided where I'm gonna put that fuel filter. I mean, up here might be good because I might run it that way and run it along the rail up to the front, because my fuel pump, obviously on small block Fords, are on the driver's side. So then I'm gonna run my return line back on the driver's side, and if you look right here, that's where I aimed my return, and it just drops down into the tank. And I might run it up here, on the inside, because I'm running both the return and the fuel supply up to on the driver's side, up and back down the driver's side. I have a Mr. Gasket bypass fuel regulator that's good up to 9 psi. That fuel pump won't go past 9. I sealed that fitting with PTFE sealant because it's a pipe thread. It's actually 3/8 NPT out of that fuel sump. So basically I'm running dash 6. I don't really feel the need to run dash 8 because I don't think I'm gonna make that much power, but I think dash 6 is plenty for what I'm doing. You know, we got a sump, we got a regulator that bypasses. I think we're gonna be all right. Then I got that E-Box sway bar under there. I think I put some scratches on it, or is that white paint, or is that Teflon crap? I just gotta tighten up the gas tank straps. I haven't done that yet. I put the fuel sending unit and I did all that stuff, put the filler neck back in, so that's all good. Honestly, now that I got everything and the brakes working fine, I think I got the brakes working fine. I was turning it by hand earlier. I mean, I can turn it by hand, but like I said, there's no fluid in there. You see the sway bar on there. It's kind of a bitch to put in because they're torsional. They're spring loaded, but this car should not twist. Definitely shouldn't twist on the back. That big anti-roll bar, man, that thing. And I got a front one too. That one probably a little easier to put in. But yeah, you saw in the last part of the video, I had my parking brake adjusted to where, you know, everything's should be all good. If these brakes are, you know, rubbing or they're too tight, well, we'll find out when you start to roll the wheels off the ground. And I have it on the jack stands. We start to roll it, you'll see it like rub it up on the base. I think it's okay now. Only what we're gonna know is put the proportioning valve in and adjust it and go drive it when it's time to drive it. I think that's gonna be it for this video. I think the next video I'm gonna do is just me probably getting the transmission back and starting to do engine and transmission stuff, taking it apart, because I don't think there's anything else on the back of this car that I gotta do, to be honest. We went from this old Gabriel shocks, or whatever these stock shocks are, and the 7.5 and the drum brakes, to this bad boy right here, built up 8.8 Moser axles, 31 spline, Eaton True Track, upper and lower on-car adjustable control arms, SN95, cross-drone slotted rotors, conversion, Viking double adjustables. I think at this point I can actually move the jack stands and put them under the rear end, start to compress these shocks a little. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up, see if I can splice all this together. All right, peace out.